Ascension cave on beta on the island server, and we have a lot of Rexes here. A couple of Utyrannuses, and there's someone on a Therizino. This clip will be cutting certain sections out to try and keep it down to half an hour. It took us about an hour or so to do this. I think I got about 45 minutes, 50 minutes worth of footage. I've tried to cut it back down a bit, get rid of some of the boring parts, keep it under half an hour, so you see the clips will cut different points. I won't show the whole cave, but if you've never seen this before, you'll get the idea. We took in 30, 40 Rexes, you saw from the opening clip. Not everyone managed to get in. There's only 2 minutes to get everyone in. Someone whistled follow wall and got a Griffin and a Pteranodon stuck in the doorway, and then there's other people getting stuck, and yeah, all kinds of stuff going on. A couple of people jumped off their Rexes and got in just as the door was closing, so you see a couple of people on foot here. With this amount of Rexes and good players, it just made it super easy. This isn't my tribe. I was the only one from my tribe. I got invited some of our friends from alliances, good enough to let me come along and get my beta Ascension done on official PvP. Which, yeah, this is an official PvP server. Obviously on an island. It's the only map to do it on, unfortunately. This isn't my server either. We're on a different server. I won't say which one though. Those Uty glow makes it a bit hard to see when the Uty's roared and buffed everything. So many Rexes here, it's just too much orange. A lot of bright coloured Rexes here as well. This is yeah, beta Ascension, or you probably could have smashed out hard, but you need to be level 100 for that, and we didn't quite have enough people that were level 100. Plus there's a lot of people that needed the beta one anyway, so we'll get around to doing the alpha Ascension sometime soon when we get enough level 100s organised. Of course, with this many people, we had to split up into multiple parties. I was in a party with about 10 people. Shout outs to the people in that party. You were all a bunch of legends. Didn't have anyone too annoying, too young. So if any of you that were in my party that are watching this, yeah, shout outs to you legends. Okay, this is the first time I'd actually done this outside of single player with God mode on, and I had seen a video of it done, but this is my actual first time properly doing it on official PvP. So excuse me if I'm not doing the optimal tactics or whatever you may say. I wasn't 100% sure a few things, so I was kind of sitting back just watching. I wasn't sure whether we were meant to go around here or down. Should I kill this Megalosaurus and Rex, or should I leave them? He didn't seem to want to aggro onto me, so I will just go down the way everyone else seems to be going. Sort of falling behind the pack. Eventually I kind of pushed my way up to the front, get some more action in. Couple of dinos there in the lava. I don't know if they've fallen in. I think one of them was a Moser even. High level 320 Moser just swimming in the lava like he don't care. Pretty good enough health to sit there all day. There's a bit of congestion here, people getting their Rexes stuck on each other, stuck on parts of the cave, a few of these silly rocks that seem to stick out and your Rex is caught. Some guy thought he had his Rex totally stuck. It was sitting on top of a couple of them like these little pointy rocks. Jump off it, whistle follow one, it still wouldn't come off. I think he enabled wandering or something to get it off. Yeah, with this many high level Rexes and players, it just made it super easy. Not sure what most people were rocking, but the one I took in was a 30k health with about 713, 720 melee, something like that. One of our older line of Rexes, but I wasn't worried about losing, but it still should have been good enough for the boss. I only took in a ramshackle saddle with me as well. But yeah, it seemed to be more than enough for the amount of numbers we had here. I think I lost more health from stepping into the lava in the volcano at the top there than actually from this whole cave and boss battle. As you can see, it's quite hot here. Had to bring in ghillie. And fur for later, had some flak as well. But you don't really need much. You just need some food, some med stuff, or as you see, I took some burgers, something to drink. And yeah, set of flak, set of ghillie, set of fur. That's all you needed. I took in a pike and a whip and some parachutes, spyglass, but none of them were really needed. Here we go, push into the front of the pack when I get a bit more action in. Something just went flying off the edge there. Oop, don't want to push people's Rexes off the edge. Sorry guys, didn't mean to get you so close. Here we go, right at the front of the pack. This is where it's at. Some action in. Break some kills, bit of meat if needed. Everything on beta, which is medium, so level 320. But I think the gigas are lower level, about 70 or something. Yeah, there's a giga just across there. I missed the part where a bunch of people shot it with long necks and flame arrows and stuff and just lured it into the lava. Unfortunately, that part didn't get recorded. I'm not sure if there was a giga at the start or not. When I first watched a video of this, I remember there being multiple gigas. I'm not sure if the other guys and gals put on before I even saw it when I was at the back of the pack or not. Not sure what happened there. He just got shot when we were back here, lured it into the lava. Yes, get there, so I didn't get that part recorded unfortunately. Rex in front of the pack, high level Palovias. Bastards. These are annoying. Pop out of the ground, knock you off your tame, stun you for 10 seconds, but I don't think they can knock you off the Rexes. I think taking Rexes and larger tames in here is quite good. I don't think you can take Gigas in. Anything larger than a Rex is, I think it's just the same as what you can take on regular boss battles. That's the lava part of the cave done. As you can see, it's turned from hot to freezing cold here. Where you probably should be putting on some fur gear. Or at least some high level flak or riot, and just have some med brews or custom recipes on you to keep healing yourself up. This part looks really cool. I have to commend Wildcard on this at least. This is one of the coolest, if not the coolest thing in the entire game. There's a lot of things they've done wrong, but this they definitely done right. They cop a lot of flack, including from me. I'm on the forums having a bit of a whinge here and there, and even on Twitter, because a lot of things they do wrong, but there are a lot of things they do right as well. Just really wish they'd be a lot better at communicating with their community. They seem really bad at that. They cannot stick to a date. They blame Microsoft for the certification process, and they goddamn well know that, you know, Microsoft don't let garbage through in updates. They got to make sure that stuff actually works, isn't exploitable in any way. So they've got a bit of a strict certification process. Wildcards seem to submit their stuff at the last minute after already giving a release date on an update or DLC. and then turn around and try and blame Microsoft for taking too long, and when they seem to be the only developer that does this. The other developer seems to, you know, give dates that they know they can actually commit to, actually have things on release. There's a big joke now in the community about Wildcard not having anything on release, except for the paid DLC. Ooh, they seem to get that on release. The Scorched Earth, I'm pretty sure. The Aberration, not so much. The first paid DLC, which, by the way, if you didn't know, was released in early access. Which, yeah, that made a lot of people not happy about having to have paid DLC in a game that's unfinished when the game is so buggy and broken. As you can see here, this is where the drops come down above the island. That's the island below us. I was cracking jokes here about, this is where all the loot comes from, boys. Alright, we're gonna raid the ship. This is where all the good stuff comes from. They got all the good gear. All the good BPs. Gotta get up there somehow. Raid the ship, raid the aliens. These bastards put us on this ARK as an experiment. I was waiting here for everyone to catch up. Oh, let's get forward. Let's wait for everyone to be here and ready. Push forward and start the final boss battle to go and ascend. Now the sound's cut out on mine while I'm doing this recording. I'm not sure if everyone else can hear the sound for this part, but I'm pretty sure it kicks back in the next section. Just going over to summon the boss. A large army of T-Rexes. Yudi. Fun guy running around with Therizino. What a legend. Yeah, we could maybe bring in some of our Therizinos. We got some top of the line Therizinos. I think the best health. Some of the best stats on the trading market at the moment. We probably could have brought ours in. Bryce brought in one of my old bred Rexes, not even our best breeding line. This is one of the old lines. It's like 11.5 health, 419 melee. We got a lot better than this now, but it's one I got already leveled up. At 30k health or so. 713, 720 melee, I think I already said before. This is the first phase of the boss battle. He kind of looks like a little mini ob. He, she, it. Don't want to assume it's gender. 2017, nearly 2018 now. We'll get in trouble for that. I think some countries have laws against that even. Oh god. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, it, he, she, whatever it is, looks like a mini obelisk. It's got his little defense units around the spot. Yeah, he will knock you off your tame. It didn't seem to be an issue. A couple of times I got hit by stuff like those aerial units, but they didn't seem to do much damage, and I just smashed out a burger or two. Give me health back. We're going to eat some of these defensive units. I've got Natalia Neidhart here for any WWE fans out there. Name a lot of my wrestling, name a lot of my tames after wrestlers. At least I used to on our legacy server. I think pretty much all my dinosaurs were named after wrestlers from current WWE superstars, old legends, ECW wrestlers. Someone else has done the same. You see there's a Rex here called Mrs. Sergeant Slaughter. Any wrestling fans would probably remember old Sergeant Slaughter. Well, there was no Mrs. Sergeant Slaughter, but he probably named it that because it's a female. I don't think that guy was in a party because I asked her whose Rex that is. I didn't get a response. Now I've still got no sound here. I'm not sure if any of you guys can hear any sound or are just listening to my voice. Oh, there we go. Sounds kicked back in. Ahead. Pump on the Overseer here again. Tyrannus is giving us a buff. Doesn't seem to be taking much damage here though, if any. Not sure exactly what's going on. I think this is where I turned around and just didn't look like we were doing any damage, so I thought I'll go around and kill some of the defensive units. Pretty poetic looking bastards. didn't realise that stuff on the ground is apparently element you can pick up. I knew there was some way of getting element in this. It's been a while since I watched a video of it. I only watched the video when it first came out, and done it on single player when it first came out. God mode, we just spawned in level 3,000, 10,000 Rex or something. Get it done, experience it for myself. I kind of wish this was the first time I've done it. A bunch of people that were in my party hadn't done it before. They were all very excited, thought it was really cool. Would have been really good to experience it like this, official PvP with a big squad of allies for the first time. That's it, Yudi. Keep roaring, keep us buffed. There's a couple of Udis here. So what I'm doing is sitting back. Yes, obviously voices recorded afterwards. I didn't record everyone's voice in the party or my own voice at the time, so this is pre-recorded footage with me doing a voiceover. Defensive units don't seem very tough at all. Maybe on hard they might be a bit tougher, but good Rexes, they just, yeah, get absolutely don't seem to do bugger all. I lost very little health in this boss battle. We just had manpower, just overpowered the whole area. A couple of people still running around there on foot. I'm not sure if they made it through or not. They did good on you, you legends. I don't know what they were using, if they were running around with a shotgun or compound bow or what, if they even had any weapons on them, or they just run around trying to survive. It's lagging here. Yeah, we had about 50, 60 people on the server. Even for an island server, it lags a bit. Kind of reminds me of some of the Ragnarok lag we get on Ragnarok, as people call it. Yeah, there's something severely wrong with that map, at least on official Xbox servers. Something needs to be done. I'm not sure if removing most people's turrets and limiting them to 100 is really going to help a lot. The lag on Ragnarok is a hell of a lot worse than the other maps, and can't say there's a lot more turrets on that than there are the other maps. Wildcard try to tell us that people are building a hell of a lot more turrets in closer areas. I'm really not sure about that. Like, that just doesn't really make sense to me. On Legacy, everyone was duping. We had thousands of turrets. We were Alpha Tribe on our 741 center server for pretty much its entire existence, and yeah, the base is built on that server. That was a really well protected server. No one Mega ever tried to hit us or wipe us. Had a couple, or actually no, there was one tribe that brought in a whole bunch of stuff. They claimed to be friendly and said they weren't going to wipe us, but they brought in a bunch of war tames. They had no idea what we had on that server. Yeah, as soon as we realised what they were actually up to, they just got cleaned out quickly. Thinking they could bring, like, it was 10 Brontos, 10 Golems, a bunch of Gigas. It was absolutely nowhere near enough for what we had on that server. We had so many more turrets on that server, on our Scorch server, and a few servers that I went and wiped with our Alliance tribes. Compared to what I've seen on the new servers, after all the duping, there seemed to be way more turrets on the old servers than the new ones. So you don't know what Wildcard's talking about there. Maybe it's just on other servers that I'm not playing on. Maybe our Legacy servers just had insane amounts of turrets, and the servers that we play on now don't seem to. But I don't know, our servers now are pretty well defended. It's pretty damn big tribes there. We have hundreds upon hundreds, probably thousands of auto turrets and plant species in our current servers. So yeah, I really don't know. With that, whether, you know, that's just Wildcard bullshitting us and they've really got a hidden agenda to try and, you know, get rid of a lot of these alpha tribes that are just you know, mega alliances that are just taking over servers and not letting new players join. A lot of people just want to learn, you know, get on and play the game, try and learn how to play PV. You know, just about all the PvE servers are at max tame limit. People can't tame anything. There's not enough servers out there. There's, you know, try PvP because they can actually tame stuff, and they, you know, they just get cleaned out by these, you know, big mega tribes. In a lot of ways, you know, people building thatch huts on the beach, like, them getting cleared out quickly is almost doing them a favour in a lot of ways, because, you know, if you're trying to learn the game as a small tribe or a solo player, you're going to get wiped eventually anyway. So, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't doing them favours by clearing them out early, trying to leave the server, or learn the game in single player, or try and find a PvE server or a dedicated server you can actually play on. There's a lot of problems with dedicated as well. People say official PvP is cancer, in a lot of ways it is, but there's a lot of problems with dedicated as well. I'd much prefer to play on official PvP. I've played dedicated for a little bit, and server admin told us that the server wasn't going to get wiped. He's going to start up another server for when the center came out, and then, yeah, logged on one day to find out that he'd switched to the center server. I didn't get a chance to, you know, get any footage or anything of my old base and everything that I learned to play on. Yeah, alpha of that dedicated server with a few mates. I would like to have, you know, saved some footage. And then there's just so many other issues with dedicated. The animals don't seem to spawn properly on there. You just get too many of the same animals spawning in areas. Regularly have to get the server admins to do wild dino wipes. There's a bunch of other issues, like I know the save data corrupted on the dedicated they used to play on. Like when it did reset to the center server, we played on a couple of weeks, established ourselves as alpha on that server, and the next minute update came out and it corrupted the save data. And I've heard that happen to some servers multiple times over. That's just not cool. If it's still happening, it's something they gotta fix. It's worth it. Playing on a dedicated, you know, for an update to come out and wipe all your hard work. One reason to avoid dedicated, and you just got corrupt admins out there that go around wiping other tribes just because they get too big. They favour their friends, spawn in stuff for them. They'll help go on raids with spawned in gear. I've seen it done. Been on a server where we had one of the admins that was being a pain in the ass. The other admins ended up by kicking him out as an admin, not from the server, and then we went and wiped him. He was using his admin powers to kind of try and troll us and stuff, and we tried to kill him, and he had like infinite stats and unkillable. And I just hear so many stories from dedicated about corrupt admins, corrupt servers. It's hard to find a good one. There are good ones out there, good communities, legit admins. They just can be hard to find, and you just don't know. You know, so many people lie in this game. It's a game about trust. Like being in a relationship almost, you know, you got to have trust there. Got to be able to trust your partner, trust your tribe mates, trust your server admins. You know, you got to trust them. You know, have some good levels of trust there. So many things can go wrong with the nature of this game. The other issues with dedicateds that I've seen on videos is people getting accused of using aimbots. That's more of a PC issue. Doesn't really happen much on Xbox, or using exploits and stuff when they totally weren't, and then they get booted out of the server, all their hard work wiped because a stupid admin had no idea what they were talking about. Anyway, that's enough of a rant about dedicateds and officials. Back to what's going on here. There's multiple phases of this boss. I don't think I got them all recorded, but there's yeah, it starts off as dragon, and I think he goes monkey, brood mother. I'm pretty sure there's not a manticore one, unless I missed that one. Put in there in time. He has multiple forms if you haven't seen already. I think that was one of his forms there. I don't know what I'm doing running around here, and why I'm not getting in there. What my I don't know what my train of thought was at this time. Cannot remember, even though it was only done yesterday. There we go, finally getting in there. Stomping on that overseer. Unknown gender. Yeah, the prick knocks you off a lot. But yeah, didn't seem to have any issues getting knocked off. And again, pretty close here to killing him. He's about to go down pretty soon here. It's a bit hard to see stuff with that orange glow from the UD. That UD guy just got stunned off. I shouldn't laugh, I just got stunned off yet again. I then lost where my Rex was. Went to whistle to realise, well, whistling follow walls is probably a really bad idea here. Just because anyone else isn't on their tames, I don't want their tames to go running off after me. Get out of these wannabe droidicas. I'm level 124. Bit of an odd number. And stuff goes up by 5s on official servers. $150s maximum, used to be 120. The center came out with 150s, while the island was just stuck with 120s for a while. Then they gave the island 150s, but you're a lot less likely to find high level dinos on the island and Scorched compared to Center and Ragnarok. I'm not sure why. That's something they should balance out. I think it's something like 7 times more likely to find a 150. But the main benefits of the island, it's the map. You can do all the bosses, set up a base at the Ob. Only map you can do the Ascension cave on, which is a little bit frustrating. As you were in Legacy, we were on a center server. It just felt like the center got no love, despite, you know, me and pretty much our whole tribe thinking the center is a far superior map to the island. I played a lot on the island. I don't really like it much anymore. It's just such a basic map. It's a good starter map. They did a good job with the map when the game first came out. It's just that better maps have been designed since. People have, you know, modders have taken what Wildcard have, you know, gave them a base to work with, created better. Here we go, it's about to go down. All too easy. GG, get wrecked. Let's go, all that stuff. Yes, everyone, roar in celebration. We did it. Thanks again for the guys who invited me along to this. When my tribe members were able to do it because they were either sleeping or hand feeding babies at the time. I just hatched a whole bunch of babies, but luckily they were all on the trough. I had enough meat and berries. Keep them going until I got back. Just grabbing the saddle off. I'm not sure if this is required or not. I think that's the island down below. You look out the window of the boss battle, you can actually see all the arcs, including Aberration. You can see that's the one that's all broken. Yeah, this is really cool. Wildcard did do a really good job with this. Wish there was more things like this in the game. Alright, and that is the end of the video. Credits roll. And we're done. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that.